Today I want to share with you a little apple craft that I learned about 25 years ago when I was a young mother in a Bible study class. Every week we would have Bible study, have a craft, and have lunch, and it was just the best fellowship time. I really miss those days. We did one time was a little stuffed apple. Now, of course, if you are not into making apples, of course, you could definitely buy some little apples or buy some apple ornaments. You know, those are readily available just about any craft store a lot of times. This is super simple. It does require about 10 stitches with some needle and thread, so it's not that bad at all for those of you that are anti-sewers. And you will need some of this polyfill stuff. This is kind of what the bag looks like at Walmart or just about any craft store. It's $3 or $4 and you get a big old bag and it takes you forever to use it up. This little girl's set of tights, I believe I can get at least 6 apples. It's been a long time since I made these little apples, but I wanted to show you just a way to make apples if you needed some or wanted to create some kind of fall decor. I wanted to just maybe stick them on a wreath or something, and so I just went in my craft stash and just kind of brainstormed, and I know your stash is not like mine. I'm really just showing you this to show you how easy it is to make one of the loopy wreaths, and then I just went and pulled some ribbon that I had, some burlap, yellow sheer ribbon, and some kind of raffia and some of the white sheer. Not sure where I'm going with it. Really didn't want to do the fall leaves and the, you know, super dark colors just yet, so I'm trying to just keep it light with burlap and yellow and green, and then I thought it would look real pretty with the red apples on there. Put the camera up and show you how easy it is to make these apples. Okay, as you can see, I cut the legs off of the set of tights, and now I have 6 pieces. Now, depending on your strips is how big your apples are going to be. Now, like I said, it's been many years since I made one of these, and I just can't remember if you can get 6 apples or 8 apples. I just know that the you know, tights are very stretchy, and so you may be able to get 8 apples, but we're just going to try 6 for right now. All right, so you take one of your little sections, and you're going to put a knot in the end of it. And that's going to be the bottom of your apple. Then you're going to take the little tube and turn it inside outwards. So there you go, like a little sack. Then you're going to take a big handful of polyfill. Now the polyfill, you know, it goes without saying that that's going to be the size of your apple. So if you're already, you know, holding your apple, you can kind of judge what it's going to look like. So you might want to put just a little bit more. You know, for $3 you can get custom size apples. So that's really what you're paying for here. Okay, so get a good handful, like probably baseball size, of polyfill, so you can kind of judge how big your apple is going to be. Okay, and then all you're going to do is, and see, I probably could trim off a little of this extra. I'm probably going to trim off that right there with some scissors, just so I don't, just to get rid of some of the bulk is all I'm doing. Now you can take any, so now I've shortened my little sack. All right, now you can take any color's thread because it's not going to show. I just happen to have some red already threaded up. And I'm just going to put about 5 or 6 stitches at the top. You know, just holding it like that. Even if you are not a sewer at all, you could do this. Just enough to kind of keep it shut to keep the polyfill from coming out. 5 or 6, just get it to the end. Okay, and then you're going to pull it too. So just however many you think, okay? And now here's the trick to creating the apple. You're going to stick the needle straight down the center to the bottom where that knot is. And you're going to do that several times, just back and forth. And what that is doing is that's actually creating the apple shape. It does not have to be perfect, because once you get your little stem and leaf on there, it will look like an apple. Just go back and forth. Simple enough. Back and forth. Just until you feel like that it is secured enough that it's not going to pop back open. Okay, once you get it secured enough, you're going to just kind of shape it, squeeze it, make it a little taller, and then you will take, you know, if you have a couple little fake leaves, you can hot glue them in there, and then I may take a little stem from the yard and stick it on there to simulate the apple stem. But there you go. That is how you make some custom little stuffed apples for different fall project ideas. Now, if you would like to see how I incorporate these into a beginning fall wreath, stay tuned and I'll show you what I'm going to do. Okay, to make my wreath, I just took a Dollar Tree wire form and just hot glued the ribbon on there. Now I probably put about 5 loops in each of these sections, and then that way the cream tulle stuff will fill in. I'm going to pull up a loop and then pull up a loop in the, you've got like 3 sections, and then I'm going to pull up a center. I've got my burlap and my tulle loops pulled all through there, and you can see that it's not perfect. You can still see that you can see a lot of the wreath form, and that's the thing is, well, a lot of times with these wreaths that you see on Pinterest and things, you're not seeing the side view and things like that. You really have to kind of play with these loops to make sure that their form is covered, and then on areas that I just can't camouflage it, then that's where I'll know I can stick an apple. But, you know, if I had a little bit more ribbon, it would have been a little more fuller. But since I was just using what I had, this will be fine. So I'm just going to stretch out these loops till I can get them spread out as much as possible. Going to hot glue my apples on there, put a bow on there, and show you the finished apple wreath. Okay, friends, this is what I come up with. I really like it. It's simple. You know, summer's winding down and I'm not quite ready for the fall stuff just yet, and I just needed something for about another month till fall really kicks in. But I have to be honest with you, there is a fine line between your apples looking like tomatoes. The trick to that is be sure to put enough stuffing inside and to shape them a little taller, because if they are a little squattier, they will definitely take on the look of a tomato. But, you know, if you're going for a vegetable themed wreath, it would be perfect. You know, make them a little taller for an apple look. So that is my fault. My husband mentioned it and I had to agree with him that they are a little squattier than they need to be. But, you know, I think for the most part, you know, they do look like an apple. So I hope this inspired you in some way. If you have some apple ornaments or come across some little apples, and make you something similar. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.